A few years back, a couple of friends of mine recommended a game to me that they thought I might actually like. I looked at the box art for it and went, oh, this looks a little twee for my taste. I'm not sure if I'll actually like it. But they assured me, no, you'll like it. Trust me. Didn't help that the game was for the Wii U, a console that I'd only used up until that point for Smash Bros. And Monster Hunter 3. But I'm the gullible sort, so I ended up caving in and dropping the $60 on the game anyway. I took it home, threw it in my console, and was greeted by a bright and blinding colorful world as one comes to expect from Nintendo. The hub space was filled with tiny characters spouting everything from memes to shitty dad jokes to bitching about Tumblr. Oh god, this is gonna be painful, I thought. Guess I better see if this was worth it. 10 hours later, I realized I really need to go to the bathroom. Also, I should probably eat food. That was my first experience with Splatoon, Nintendo's third-person shooter that they came out with a few years ago. The matchmaking was fun, the games were fast, and the game's basically the polar opposite of Super Mario Sunshine, where instead of cleaning up piles of goo, you spread piles of goo all over the map in competition with your enemies spreading their piles of goo all over the map. It was a fun game. Single player left a little much to be desired, your standard Nintendo 3D platformer. So I didn't spend much time with that. There was too much to unlock in the multiplayer, and regular content updates meant that there was always something new to come back to. Splatoon 2 is more of the same, which isn't a bad thing by any means. Some minor aesthetic changes are there, but it's basically just a reskin of the first game. The multiplayer matches are still fast, the gameplay's still fun, and the world, though colorful and twee, is very interesting with a lot of fun and characters lying about. The game is essentially competitive painting, which doesn't sound fun in its own right, I'll admit, but in practice it sucks you in viciously. Even sitting here talking about it now, I just want to get back and keep playing, because there's more to unlock and more levels to get, and I need to get ranked so I can actually have some fun and level up faster, because it takes forever to level up. It's awful. Splatoon's a game that's difficult to master, but easy to learn. Learning the maps is essential to winning a game, which is why they only let you play two at a time, which seems like a small amount, but you get your fill. You can learn the maps in comfortable, small increments, and you don't have to worry about, oh god, I haven't played this map in 10 matches, how the hell am I gonna remember where to go? You can learn all the maps and the routes really easily, it's great. The game is going to seem more lacking to more seasoned shooters, just because of that fact with the 2 maps. There's only one game mode at the moment, which is Turf War, which is the competitive painting aspect of the game. So the 2 teams compete to cover the most of the map in their color, and whoever covers the most at the end is greeted by a lovely screen and 2 tiny little cats saying what percentage of the map you covered. And then you are either very happy or very sad avatars. It's hilarious. There's also an in-game mini-map which you can use in the middle of the game to see how much your team has covered. It's also a really depressing way to see how badly you're losing if you're just getting pinned at spawn, which happens more often than I'd like to admit. You can also warp to any of your teammates from this screen, and in 3 quick button presses you can be from spawn, or anywhere else on the map, to wherever your teammates are and where they may need help. You also have special moves that you can use in the match, and you fill up your special gauge by covering area with paint and killing other Inklings. By the way, they're called Inklings. Yet they all throw paint. What? And when you use these specials, you are greeted with either missiles, bombs, giant Super Saiyan-like punches where you jump up in the air and smash down and cover a huge amount of area in paint. So awesome. The game's draw for its community aspect are the public Splatfests, which air every now and again. The most recent one being Ketchup vs. Mayo, which is the weirdest thing because mayo's disgusting. I don't care if you like it, get out. At the end of the Splatfest, the winning side gets points, and you get points by winning matches for your team. Whoever gets the most points at the end of the Splatfest wins, and, well, my team lost, so I don't know if you actually get anything. Stupid Mayo. So, you remember? I mentioned a single-player mode back in the first paragraph of this review. I didn't play it much, but I played this one, and it's still a slightly different story from the multiplayer. The online's fast-paced and interesting, the single-player is your standard Nintendo 3D platformer. You go through the world, you complete the levels and their objectives while killing enemies and collecting collectibles, and then you fight a colorful boss, which the bosses are quite varied and colorful. And fun. They're fun to fight. The single-player is fun. I don't deny that by any regard. It's different from the multiplayer, which is the main selling point of this game, in my opinion. The story of the game, what little story they have, you are Agent 4, tasked with finding the city's giant Zapfish, which is a huge power source for the city of Inkopolis. You work closely with Marie, one of the two Squid Sisters from the first game, and she's trying to find her missing sister Callie, who is mysteriously gone astray. I bet there's some big plot twist in here that I'm not going to spoil, but I can probably guess, and so should you. It just doesn't have the same feel as the multiplayer, and is really more of an extended tutorial for how the mechanics of the different guns work. You can even use the single player to unlock special versions of the guns for the multiplayer. Everything you do is used to get those special guns. You can also get a bunch of hidden collectibles that let you buy special food items in the marketplace to help give you quick XP boosts or money boosts. And the money can be used to buy new clothes, which have different abilities that help you in battle, and new guns, which either have faster fire rates or better firing arcs, or basically a giant paint roller, which is fun. It's just fun. The game is more of the same, yet again. But that's not a bad thing, because I liked the first one. It was fun. I lost so many hours playing that game, and keep wanting to come back because there's always something new to unlock and find. Single players, like I said, it's fun, but it's basically your run-of-the-mill platformer. I would also say, if you're going to get the game, pick up the Pro Controller. You will not be disappointed. I wasn't. You can play it with the Joy-Cons. The Pro Controller just feels so much better for the game, and you can tune your sensitivity however you want. That's good. I love that. So, in short, the soundtrack gets you hyped, the game's fun and fast-paced, the art is colorful and interesting, and the single player, though dull, is fun. However, it does take a long time to level up, even when you're doing well, and the best way to level up is from the competitive modes, which you need to reach a certain level to play, so, I don't know, it's like a give and take. Also, Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, has made it so your party system, where you talk to people, you have to download an app on your phone, get a special device to plug into your Switch. It's so confusing, they could have just used a Bluetooth headset. I know the Switch has Bluetooth capabilities. That's how the controllers sync to it. Why couldn't that just be used to use a headset, Nintendo? Why'd you have to go and make it complicated? In the end, I give this game an 8 out of 10. Why an 8? Because it's more of the same from the first one, but it's still fun. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll see you guys next time.